Yes, I was just supposed to begin a pleasant good night to you listening. I want you to really pay attention. You know, we just have to pay attention. That's what is needed. I was just going through YouTube, and I know I've spoken a lot at length with the whole marriage, one flesh stuff. But I was just going through a YouTube video. I did not open it actually. Well, I just kind of hint at it, just a little sneak peek. But he talk about Cain and his wife, Cain's wife, around that lineage. And I will tell you something, people. I'll tell you something. It might sound shocking to you, but in all the human beings, you might call it, I'll say dispensation, right? Let's say a dispensation is 1,000 years. Let's just put it that way. This is an example, just to bring out a point. I'll tell you this. Our dispensation, as far as the Creator is concerned, that we know the Creator, we are the dumbest. Yes, I'm telling you, we are the dumbest. We have technology. We are technical savvy. We have the technology at our fingertips. We can build cars and planes and boats. But when it comes to the closeness to the truth, to the Creator, we are the dumbest. I can tell you that without a shadow of a doubt. We are the dumbest. Look at this. And maybe you'll agree with me. Look at Cain. The time of Cain. Who married Cain? Listen to me. Let's be honest. And I always tell my listeners, we have to be totally honest with ourselves. If we want to be saved, or even want to be wise, listen to that. During the period of Cain, there was no prophets, there was no pastors, there was no civil status, there was nothing like that. But here is how did Cain got married, become one flesh with a woman? You never ask yourself, whatever Cain and that woman did, there are others, but we're looking at Cain. Whatever Cain and that woman did to become one flesh, it was acceptable in front of the Most High. Yes, it was. It was acceptable. And he said that they were married, they were one flesh. And let me tell you something. That process they used is still relevant for today. It is still applicable for today. Yes, they tricked us. And yes, they had right to trick us because we're too dumb. We're not thinking for ourselves. That's why. Come on now. I always tell people, I've learned for myself. You see what the first man, Adam, and the first woman did in the garden? You realize Adam said some specific words to the woman. These are the words they used to join each other. The man married the woman using the exact words. Let me tell you something. If you pattern after the first man words to the woman, you are now bones of my bones. If you pattern after that and you have sexual intercourse afterwards, you are going to be married. You're going to be one flesh. Yes, I believe that 100%. I'm telling you. Because I myself have done it. And I can tell you, I can testify to that. You will feel it. Trust me, you'll feel differently. You will feel the connection. It doesn't mean you're going to have troubles between the two of you, but you're going to know the connection. You're going to feel it. You're going to feel the empowerment. Listen to me, friends. I'm telling you the utmost truth here. Let's be honest. We have to be honest. Cain said the same words his father told his mother. Now, this is the Bible, King James Bible I'm talking about. That's the words he used, and he got his wife. That's it. Simple as that. There was no ceremony. And nowhere in the Bible, from Genesis to Revelation, you can prove that there was ever a ceremony to become one flesh. They never used a ceremony. They never did that. And that's why I tell you, our dispensation, as far as getting to know the truth and depending on the truth and practicing the truth, we are the dumbest. We are the most foolish set of people on the planet. Easy to fool. I'm telling you that. The words that the first man spoke to the woman and she became his wife is the same words you can speak to the woman you love, that loves you, and she'll become your wife. But here's the thing. The man needs to believe it. If the man does not believe it, he's not going to do it. He's not going to do it seriously. If the woman does not believe it, she's not going to take it seriously. And that's what the problem is. You have to believe it. You have to believe it. And it will work. But if you don't believe it, sorry, especially the man. Okay, especially the man. So the male has to speak the words that Adam spoke to the woman. Yes. And she will become your wife. There is absolutely no Bible verse that speak about a priest or third party. There is none that speak about a third party joining a man and a woman at any time. That never happened. That is bogus. That's a lie. That's fake. You do this, you come out boyfriend and girlfriend. You went in boyfriend and girlfriend, you come out boyfriend and girlfriend, and that's a fact. No matter how many weaknesses you had, no matter who your weaknesses were, you still unmarried. In the eyes of the truth, you are unmarried. You're just fooling yourself. You're just talking, this is my husband, or this is my wife, or this is my wife. But all in all, you are just living a life of fornication. And I believe at this point in time, as you hear my voice, you realize what I'm saying is the truth. Because this, what you're doing there, what you have done or want to do, what you're thinking of doing to become one flesh, is just does not exist in the Bible. It does not exist. And you could make up all the stories you want. You could try to make all the case you want to bring up a case about it to make it look genuine. It's still not genuine. It's fake. It is fake. That's fornication. It is just like common law marriage. It's just a brother or a sister or a cousin of common law marriage. Common law marriage is garbage. Civil status marriage is garbage. It does not stand with the Creator. It will stand on the law books. It will stand in your community. It will stand in your church. And it will stand in your state. But it does not stand in the presence of the Creator. In the presence of the Creator, you are a fornicator. And he said no fornicator is going to inherit nothing good. It's a fact. That's what he said. I'm telling you, our dispensation as far as getting to know the Creator and the truth, we are the dumbest set of people up. It was easy to fool us with this thing. And you know, billions of people fall for it. I'm not saying everyone did, but I'm saying billions and billions of people fall for that trash. It's trash. Real, it's trash. It's not scripture. It's not Bible. It's not in the history of man. If you go deep into the history of humanity, this common law, this civil status or third party pronouncing husband and wife, it just fades out into nothing, because all the others that got married, they never had a third party. Nobody came to say, I'm in love with so and so and I want you to join us. Nobody did that. So it's a fact. It is something that was invented. That's a fact. And it cannot stand. It just cannot stand. And I have to say it as I can to bring that point to you, so you can wake up from your sleep. Wake up. It's not true. It's law on earth. It's law among men. But it's not law in the heavens where the Creator is, or wherever He is. It's not law. He never told anybody to do that. If this third party is genuine, then Job was not married, Lot was not married, Jacob was not married, Abraham was not married, Noah and his sons were not married, because none of these people had any third party to marry them. They never had any third party to tell them, I now pronounce you husband and wife. They never had any such thing as exchange of vows or make a promise or nothing like that. They never did that to become one flesh. That never happened. It never did. It never happened. So why are we fooling ourselves? Why? If you're hearing that voice tonight or today, whatever time you watch, listen to this audio, you need to wake up. You really need to wake up. Because if you die in this thing, that's it for you. That's it. He never did. So Cain had nobody to pronounce them husband and wife. Noah never did that. Abraham never did that. David never did that. Nathan didn't come to David to marry him. David was already married to Bathsheba. And it never mentioned of a priest coming there and marry them, a third party. It never mentioned that. So where did you get that from? Where did you get that? It never had a third party. And God, even in the King James, God never married nobody. So it had to be as it was written in the book of Genesis chapter 2, verses 23, 24, 25. The man marries the woman. And just accept the truth. Stop looking at what people think. People cannot save you. Only the truth will save you. And I. So I have to tell you this. Come on now. Wake up from your sleep. Wake up. Let's wake up from our sleep and let's do what is right. If the person that wasn't do it the right way, you cannot stay in fornication. You ought not to stay in fornication. And the person have to be sincere about it. Person cannot fake it, cannot pretend they believe. They have to be genuine about it. So, the choice is yours. What you gonna do? Yeah. We had to be tricked because we don't read. We don't think for ourselves. We allow other people to think for us because we are too lazy. We are too laid back, and it's easy to be fooled. If you think for yourself, you'll realize that we were tricked with this false marriage thing. That third party, we are fooled. Now, I'll tell you something else. The system is corrupt. It's a fact. They made it law. After they invented the civil status, the third party, let's put it this way, they invented the first party to pronounce a man and a woman, husband and wife, or man and wife. You know what they did? They tie us up with it by making it law. Yes. It's like a forced. So if you don't do it the way they tell you to do it, you're not married, you have no legal backing, right? So we have no papers. So let's say I get married as the scripture asks me to get married to a woman. I don't have no papers. I cannot go to government and say I got married on whatever date and everything like that. No, because you know why? It does not go in accordance with their law. And so they will never allow me to sign the books and to get what they call it, marital certificate. You see, because they design it in such a way that if you want to be called a married couple, you must go their way. That's what they did, you know. That's what they did. Yes, you have papers. Yes, you signed the register, but you're still fornicating. You're still a fornicator. You're still unmarried. In the eyes of the Most High, you know, I'll tell you something. 1 billion people can say, how is your husband? How is your wife? But in the eyes of the Creator, you're a fornicator. That's what really counts. Who do we want to please, man or the Creator? Man or the Creator? Some of you might be telling me, so what's about my people who died believing in this era, this wrongdoing? Well, I'm not here to judge anybody. That's for a fact. I'm not going to judge the living, neither am I going to judge the dead. But I'm just telling you the truth. We need to think for ourselves. Stop being lazy and put our brain, put that little bit of wisdom together. And you know what? You don't need a master's degree. You don't need a PhD. You don't need an associate degree or whatever degrees. Just plain common sense. Common sense will tell you and lead you to the truth. Common sense. It's not about divorce and get a house or a piece of land. The big picture is, 1, to become one flesh, and 2, that the Creator accept it. That's what's important. Everything else can come after. You know? And just imagine, even before you become one flesh, you're thinking about if you divorce, what you'll come out with. My goodness me. And like I said, they design it for homosexuals. Because with the civil status way, the homosexuals can fit right in there. Because they can marry man and man, woman and woman, and whatever else they want to marry. Dog, cat, I don't know. You know, just corrupt. And yes, you can have more than one wife. A man, now, throughout the Bible, the same Bible, some of us are just hypocrites, just plain hypocrites. There are so many countless examples where it shows a man having more than one wife. Not in the civil status. The people don't know that. A third party. They don't know nothing about no third party. If those people would be able to come and see what we did, they say, what kind of madness is that? We don't know nothing about no third party coming and pronounce us husband and wife, stand over there, hold hands, exchange vows, look at him in his eyes, and all these things. The people don't know that. They never did this thing. They say, what kind of craziness is that? But we just have to use common sense. The truth is there, history is there. And yes, a man can have more than one wife. Jacob married 2 sisters. He worked 7 years for the one he didn't know he was going to get married to, and he worked another 7 years, which is 14 years, for the one he loved. And yes, the Bible recorded as being married. The Creator accepted it. David had more than one. Abraham had more than one. And who knows how many had more than one. Come on, there's so many examples of it there. Of course I believe in it. If I get a chance to have another wife, I will. I will fulfill the scriptures. Yes, the Bible, the scriptures, whatever. Because it is right. Now you might say, but I say he's a madman. You have more than one wife, he's a madman. I don't have to go about telling people I have more than one wife. I don't have to do that. But my wives know how their husband. That's what's important. I don't need to go and brag my mouth. I don't need to do that. I know the environment I live in. They are corrupt. They don't know these things. They just don't know these things. And those of you who watch the African movies, you see it all the time. The man have more than one wife. Although most of the time they show you the wives are fighting and bickering among themselves. Listen to me. I don't know how they did it. I don't know what process they use. But this is a negative way of even viewing it. Yes, it's a negative way of viewing it. As I said, if you go the process of the scriptures, the Bible, you will get it right. You'll get the joy, the happiness, the pleasure, the family, the love you need because it is right. Yes, there's nothing wrong in it. There's nothing wrong with the more than one wife. You can choose to save one. It's all good for you. You want to have two and the women are willing. It is all good. There's nothing wrong with it. Thank you.